Hello everyone, what's up? JWhisp here, and welcome to episode 4 of the Minecraft Bedrock Survival Island Let's Play. So here we are, back in our world. It feels really good. It's honestly been a while since I've recorded in this series. A quick apology, my bad on my part. I've literally just had a crazy life lately without going on too much of a rant. I was sick with food poisoning, and then I got actually sick, and then I had midterms, and then I had some family things going on, so it's been crazy. But anyways, we're fine now. Everything's going good. We got this sheep boy helping us out. But yeah, anyways, in this world, we've accomplished a decent amount. We have this starter house. I created this little farm. And also, in the last episode, we went down into our abandoned mine shaft, and we made a pretty cool cave spider farm, and we actually got a decent amount of XP from it. I didn't do a bunch of AFKing with it like I said I was going to. I'll probably do some of that in the future. I just, I wasn't too concerned about getting XP. We'll head down there some other time in the video. If you guys want a tutorial though, check it out. It's a little bit different than how they make it on Java, so it was a little bit of an adjustment, but it still worked out pretty well, and it's a really good farm. But anyways, there's a few things I want to accomplish in this video. I want to work on making an actual house. This boathouse is pretty cool, but it's time we move on to a real house. So I want to do that in this episode, and also I want to clear up this island a bit. This island isn't really great for building on top of. It's kind of crazy. So I want to take some of these trees out of here, and also I want to take some of these vines out of here. But I want to get the vines with shears so that I actually collect the vines and have them for myself. So what I'm going to do is get some materials. I can't speak. Get some materials. I also think I will get a new sword, because the sword's about to break, and we can cut down some trees, make this area a little more accessible for us, and then we can build a house. Alright, so now that we've made the Lorax mad by pretty much destroying every tree in the area, let's find a place to make a house. So this had two purposes. Obviously, destroying the trees made room, but it also gave me wood to be able to make a house. And you can also see I did gather a few leaves, you know, some birch leaves as well, and some vines, just to, you know, have them. And I will collect the saplings because I will eventually plant more trees on this island, or make some trees of my own. It's just, I'd rather have the trees be in a controlled manner. Like, I want to place them myself, I want to make them myself, and, you know, put them in places that I think look good. I don't want just random trees scattered throughout the island. So I think, you know, that's at least step one towards making this island look good. So let me pick up all this little crap, and we can get started on the house. So where's a good location? Near this farm might be smart, actually, since we already have the farm. Or we could build it on this big flat area here. And I think I'm going to do it around here. So let's get this tree out of here. This is the last one on the island. Adios, tree. So what I'm going to do is use birch wood for most of my random crap, like sticks and crafting tables, because let's be honest, no one likes birch wood. If I'm being honest, I don't hate birch wood. I just don't think it looks great, and I think most of the time it looks really bad. I think you can make it look good if you have the correct blocks with it, but for the most part, I think it looks pretty bad. So what I'm going to do is make the entrance around here and go like, let's have logs in the corner. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So what I'm going to do with this, you'll see. 1, 2. So we're going to have this design, but then let's do it right here. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So then we'll have this kind of L shape, 1, 2, 3. The reason I work in blocks of, you know, increments of 7 is I feel like 7 is really easy to work with. It's really easy to work with odd numbers in Minecraft. I don't know, it seems to fit. So I could make that my entrance, or I could make this my entrance. Actually, you know what? That looks a little bit too far. Let's do this. Let's span this out a bit. I'm gonna move this up 2 blocks. I think that'll look a little better. It doesn't look quite proportional. Let's try this. Sheep, what are you doing? I was about to kill the sheep. I don't want to kill it because we do have one other sheep on the island, so I want them to be able to live so we can eventually breed them. How does that look? Because it looks like a little bit much. But yeah, that looks good. I'm fine with that. That one looks good. So we have this. Now what we're going to do from here is, this is my pretty standard house design. Obviously all the places where there's logs build up, let's do this, by 2. And then on the corners, I'm going to build up by 2 like that. And then right here, I'll make a platform for a window. Here I'll do the same thing. Let's go. Actually, what we can do is we can separate this into multiple different rooms so that we just don't have one long window. So what I'll do is 2. How should I do this? 1, 2, 3. Like that? I'll leave it like that for now, because I think I'll make, how should I do it? I'll make this a separate room off from the house. So then, actually, we can have 2 different windows. Like that. And then there's a doorway here so that this, you guys see what I'm saying? This will be its own little separate room. So this can be either a bedroom or a storage room or something. And then there's this, which we can also divide into 2 rooms. Or I guess I could have divided this into 2 rooms and then left this. I don't know, really any way I could have done it. And then place a block there. Don't need that block. So I'm just going to keep raising this up. And this is pretty much my general design in the house. You know, how do I make a starter house. And the reason I was counting my blocks out loud in 7 or 5s or 9s, but I used 7s for this house, like 7 block increments, is because it's very easy to build on with those numbers. So for example, I started off by building 1 7x7 box, but then for the length, I did 2 7x7 boxes, and then I added 1 7x7 box here. And what you can do is you can pretty much keep doing that, whether you used 5x5 boxes, 7x7s, or 9x9s, or 11, you know, any increment keeps going up. You can keep adding on to the house, and it'll almost always look good. So say I built this house up, I could add another 7x7 box here to the side, and it would still honestly look like a pretty decent house. Obviously, you can't go willy-nilly and just put it anywhere you want, but hopefully I'm getting my message across. I don't know if I'm explaining it the best, but stick to kind of little box increments like that. I know that sounds weird, but that's what I do when I'm building a house. If I'm building a smaller starter house, I usually use 5x5 boxes. Like I'll do 2 5x5 and then 1 5x5. And the reason I often have these L-shaped houses is just because, you know, it's not that hard to make a house that looks like an L, but it looks a lot more professional and it looks a lot better than just building a giant rectangle house. You know what I mean? I mean, a lot of people, for their first house, they literally just have a ginormous rectangle. And you know what? Sometimes it looks okay, but if you want to start stepping up your builds, that's what I would recommend. So now that we have this, I think to spice it up a little bit, what we should do is not use wood for the roof, but use cobblestone. And I have a lot of cobblestone for mining out the room that the spider spawner was in, so I'm hoping that we'll have enough cobblestone to be able to cover up the roof. But I'm not just going to place stairs on the roof. I'll also show you guys a few tips to make some better roofs. So instead of just placing cobblestone stairs, one thing I like to do is to take slabs of the block I'm using as the roof and place it one block, or I should say actually half a block lower than everything else. And it kind of adds an overhang to the roof, which, you know, is just another bit of tiny little detail that looks nice. So again, I'll show you what I'm talking about in one sec. Let's grab that. Hopefully we have enough inventory space. We're kind of running low, but I have a bunch of wood to make some chests, so we should be okay. But yeah, after this house, eventually, which, you know, might be a future goal, I don't know if we can reach it, is actually getting zombie villagers on our island, keeping them alive, curing them, and then eventually getting villagers running around here. And if that ever happens, we'll obviously need to make more houses, but I think that would be a cool project for the future. Oh, we got horses now, okay. I also see we have crafting tables in the distance from past projects, but here's what I was talking about. So let's make some slabs, and then let's make some stairs as well. I'll make a lot of stairs. I know people are gonna already yell at me for not making a stone cutter. I'm not too worried. It's okay. So before I get started on my roof, I always go on the top here and go around with slabs, and it just adds a little overhang to the roof. It adds, you know, just that extra little level of detail. And also, if you want to be extra, I don't know what's the word, extra spicy, don't fill in the corner. Leave the corner blank. Again, just adds a nice little extra little divot of detail. And then once I'm done with the house, I'll also use the leaves I used from breaking the trees to kind of decorate it a little bit. I don't have too many flowers or plants to decorate with, but we do have the leaves. I have spruce leaf, I have oak leaves, and I can make some cool little flower pots out of this. If I could actually place these slabs. So yeah, I mean, that's really all you have to do. Again, it doesn't require many slabs. And then after this, what I'll usually do is I'll go up a few layers with stairs. I usually won't go up all the way with stairs. I'll usually just go up like 3 or 4 blocks. So, you know, a decent amount of the way. And you can also mess around with different roof designs, which is another reason I like using this kind of box system of building houses. So what I mean by that is, for example, let's get over here. So I have two options with making this roof. I could either cut it off here and go this direction, and what this will do is make one roof here for the main part of the house, and then a separate roof here for this little part of the house. Or what I could do is break this little cutoff and actually make the roof one continuous large roof, which I'll do today because this is easier to make it look nice. But yeah, you have different options for how you want your roof, which I also think is another reason why this works so well. And it's, you know, pretty cool. I don't know, it's just, I see sometimes people just making random houses, like they'll just place random blocks on the ground, make it a random size. They don't actually take into consideration that different sized houses can actually make it so that expanding your house in the future can be easier, and also just adding roofs to your house can look nicer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to finish it off with the roof here really fast, and I'll be back with you guys once I have finished that. Alright, so we finished that. Now we have to get working on the interior, and looking at it from the back actually looks kind of weird. I think I made the roof a little too big. I think I have to take the roof down a block. I don't know. It just looks a little bit too tall for this house. But what we have to do is we have to collect a little bit of sand to use as glass, because we need a little bit of windows in the house, or it's gonna look really weird. But what also I'm gonna do is do some flooring for the building. I feel like if I do more oak wood, it's just gonna look like too much oak wood. It's gonna look really weird. So I think, I know This is going to be a new one for me, but I think I'm going to use birchwood. Now, I always hate on birchwood. I really don't use it ever in builds, but I think I might use a little bit just for this build because I think a little bit of birch would look nice compared to all the oak. I think if I just use too much oak wood, it's going to look bad. Let's use some of this to cook that. Actually, I don't want to cook all of it. I'll be okay. And then, yeah, let's take the roof down a level and also add some floor. So I'll be back with you guys once I've completed that. Woo! Here we are. We're pretty much done decorating, or not decorating, but building the main structure of the house. It's looking pretty good so far. I'm actually proud of it, but it doesn't look amazing yet. And to make it look amazing, we have to add some detail. Ooh, these windows, those are not it. They look kind of weird. I don't know. I'll have to mess around with some window designs. It just looks weird splitting it right there. I'll have to see what I want to do, but I wanted to make it separate walls, so I'll have to mess around, see what looks good. Let's just place the crafting table there. And then we can make some oak doors really fast. Also, I am doing a lot more time-lapse-y stuff in this video. I don't know. Some people are asking for more time-lapse stuff. Some people are asking for less time-lapse stuff. So I'm just going to mess around with it. I'm going to see whatever gets a better reaction and just kind of, you know, go from there. So let me know what you guys think of all of it. Let's do this, though. Use that last piece of birch wood. Make a chest here just to kind of flop some of our stuff in because we don't have a lot of room. So what I'm going to do now is actually... I will be placing dirt. I know. Dirt. We're going to place there. And also on this side, let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the reason I'm doing this is because this will eventually turn to grass. And after it turns to grass, what we can do is put trapdoors around it. And use it to kind of, you know, be another little decorative piece in this build. So I'll make the trapdoors now. I think if I put trapdoors on it, it can still turn to grass. I hope so. I know I'm not an expert on Minecraft mechanics, but I'm hoping my knowledge isn't failing me if I'm correct about that. So just doing this, putting it on each side. If it doesn't turn to grass, I'll take the trapdoors off, whatnot. I'll mess around with it. But pretty much what I'll do is just on top of here, I'll just place some flowers. I think it'll look really cool. So what I usually do just to decorate the outside of a house. And then also what I'll do besides just that is I'll also place a few leaves every now and then. Like I'll place some there. I'll place some like that. And I'll probably also place a few vines like I might do. Let's do a vine like there. Actually, it's going to be weird since there's that little half area. I don't know. I'll mess around with the vines a little bit later. But we have that. And then we need to make a few more trapdoors to finish the rest of it. And then for the most part, that's all we're really doing today. Off camera, I will try to find a few more flowers on the other islands. I mean, there are some flowers here, but not a lot. I'll try to find some flowers, though, to decorate this. And I will also make sure that this turns to grass before I make the thumbnail. Because, oh, yeah, there we go. We got one piece of grass. I want to make sure that for the thumbnail, the house looks complete. It looks good. Also, I think if we add a tiny little walkway in front, that'll look really cool. So let's see what blocks I can mess around with that. I know I have some gravel in my chest at my main base. I don't have any gravel currently, but what I can do is just kind of like... Ooh, I like the sound on Bedrock for making path blocks. But we can do that. Also, we can make some coarse dirt. I think will look nice. And I'll throw some gravel in there. So yeah, we have that. And I think... we're looking pretty good. I think we're pretty set. Like I said, again, this will look better once it's grass and it flowers. But for the most part, it looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of this, honestly. I think this is a good little house. Hopefully some of my house tips you guys could understand. I don't know if I was explaining them the best, but I tried. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. The series has honestly been amazing, and you guys have shown such great support on it. So seriously, thank you guys so much for that. Anyways, this is JWhisp. I really hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next one.